Michael Block for Ryder Cup?
Yeah, sure.
Is he in the mix? What would he have to finish at the PGA Championship? Like T6?
Yeah, it's that why. I mean, when you listen, he's just got to jump JJ Spawn, right?
That's all you got to do right now. Just get ahead of Spawn and you're on the team.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog, the CJ Cup Byron Nelson picks, bets, one and done, full preview and a recap of what's been going on the last 2 weeks because I've been gone for a bit now. Jeff, what have you been doing with yourself for 10 days?
I felt great. I didn't make a single Zurich bet. I don't know. I had no vibe on it. I didn't care. Once they took away match play, Pat, I was no longer glad-handing this other form of alternate golf. But it seemed like they gave I watched the end. It seemed like a lovely finish. I didn't do anything fancy like you, just enjoying the beautiful weather. It's like a hoodie and short season. It's one of my favorite times of year.
You like hoodie and short season? I like it to be a little bit warmer. Maybe it is warmer where you're at, but it's around, I mean, I have no idea what the Fahrenheit conversion is. It's like 10 degrees, 12 degrees here. That's not enough for me. I need more.
Hoodie and short. You like it sweltering. You like it sweltering sometimes. Like you do not care. And you don't even wear a ball cap. But no, hoodie and shorts. Like the start of football right now, I'd say is my favorite weather. I'm not Tim. I'm not anti-summer. I don't prefer winter over summer. But, summer, I'm a polar bear. So summer can punch me in the face good.
Yeah. I just like it being super hot. For the past week, I want to throw this out here, and maybe this is more of a Tim thing. We'll catch up with Tim next week. By the way, the live show tickets still on sale. Hit the description and go do those. June 7th in Toronto. I saw that Kenny was kind of pumped that if the Capitals and Leafs get to the Eastern Conference Finals in hockey, that might be happening that weekend too.
Yeah, that could be a lot. Kenny's like, yeah, I'd go to the games. I'm like, Kenny, you could buy the whole, you could rent out the strip club for the night if it's like a game 6 Maple Leafs Eastern Conference semifinal game. So yeah, whatever. That's for a different time. And honestly, this live show, I think it has a high probability of being maybe a once in a lifetime opportunity to ask Tim anything you want and buy Cam a drink. I've known both of those men forever. I don't think I've ever been in the same room with either of them.
I think Tim may have come into fantasy once while Cam was working there.
Cam, that was early. Yeah, I don't know if Cam was in the fantasy network vortex yet, or at least like it wasn't part at the end where he was in there a lot. He was not part of like the routine there at that point.
No, but this may have been after you left, we'll say.
I don't know that maybe, but I asked him when the last time. Tim doesn't come to Toronto, man. He's been here like twice, and I feel like I saw him both those times.
He used to come more when I lived there, like especially before I got married, when I had like nothing to do ever, that Tim would just come up once a year, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay, maybe. But yeah. Anyhow, I've never seen them in the same room together. I don't know when I'll see them in the same room again.
Well, you can do it right now. Go buy tickets. June 7th. It's probably the only live show we'll ever do. So if you want to come see us, come see us. The whole crew is going to be there, which is going to be awesome. I mean, it's going to be nice for all of us just to get together for the first time in like 10 years. But other than that, we're going to be doing an awesome show as well. It's going to be super long. There's a meet and greet afterwards. You ever want to have a cig with Tim? Now's the time.
Cigs with Tim.
Cigs with Tim. That's the VIP package.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could turn that into a package.
So I didn't watch any. I went to go tune into the Zurich. I was like, yeah, I had, who was it? Liston Norlander. I had bet on it like 100-1 or something like that. It's like, well, they're like 3 strokes back. Let me see what's going on here. And then there was a power outage at the course, and they were just showing last year's final round. I was like, all right, I gave it enough of an effort. That's enough for me.
It was a power outage and a rain delay, but I had no idea they had this power outage on TV. I was in the car listening on radio, and I could tell it sounded weird. like they weren't. Usually they'll tell you about, oh, the ball's in the air, or like, oh, putt's approaching the hole, it misses. They were just updating. So they were just, radio was just delivering shot tracker. And I didn't clue in right away. But when I realized there was a power outage, I'm like, no wonder they didn't trace any shots. Even if they're watching them off a monitor, they were not. They were, and it wasn't even like the exclusive shot tracer. It was the delayed PGA shot tracker.
Oh, no. So they were 15 minutes behind?
Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. They probably had the proprietary one.
Like the one that we have on the Fantasy National app.
Yeah, the one that's like in the media center of the event, sort of thing.
That makes any sense. It does. Yeah. We didn't get to talk about JT finally winning. Did you bet on JT?
No, I didn't bet on JT. I didn't bet on JT. I bet on other guys around there. Should have. I mean, we talk about a lot of guys. Jay is like, I saw 25 on Justin. He essentially went off at his same number as a Masters. And short courses don't bother him. It's good to see him get it going, like get it off his back. I don't know what else to, like. He's been playing lovely all year. Based on how he played, it probably should have happened sooner. I guess we could point to Tampa. No, I didn't bet it. Andy Novak had the 8-footer there on 18, Pat, to win before the playoff even. So credit to Andy, just playing great golf.
Well, let's talk about him, because he is now up to, what do I got here? Number 6 in the FedEx Cup standings. He'll be in Eastlake. His world ranking now is 33rd in the world. So you were correct. He's going to be in everything. He's ahead of Harris English and Tom Kim and Tony Finau, Adam Scott and Sam Burns in the world rankings. He's played in 4 final groups this year.
This week, last week, Torrey, and what else?
Probably something during the swing season.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. And our resident Novak expert, Shaughnessy, Novak Hardo. Yeah, I mean, listen, Novak, he's been as consistent as anyone who isn't like a true top flight.
Oh no, he was in. It's like he was in the final group at Valero like 3 weeks ago, before the Masters.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is just, he's like next level. He's, how do I put this? It's like he's doing ceiling versions of like what Michael Kim is doing.
Very much so, yeah. I mean, Michael Kim had his run, and now he's back on like the downside a little bit. He's WD'd from this tournament as well, the Byron Nelson this week. He was initially in the field. He pulled out yesterday. I think him and Dylan Wu is in because Michael Kim is out. Either way. Kim had that run. He had like 5 consecutive top 15 finishes, a bunch of top 10s, elevated events. Then the Players hit, he missed the cut. He's made the cut at every event since. It's just we haven't seen any of those ceiling results. And the same thing kind of happened with Novak. He had the big Farmers. He backed it up at Pebble Beach the next week. And then he kind of went into the wilderness for a little bit. And now just all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. 3rd, 2nd, 1st.
Incredible. And I mean, it's so weird. I don't want to like deep dive this, but I think Andy, it feels so wide open at the back of Team USA that now Andy Novak is part of a cluster. Like, it just is what it is.
He has to do more.
Of course. It's early. It's still April on the watch here. I don't even wear a watch. But it just, yeah, like there's just such a cluster. It feels like where the US used to have what felt like 8, 9 locks. Now it feels like we've got 6, 7 or something. I don't have it right in front of me to actually
I have count. I have it in front of me right now. So 6 locks for sure, I would feel like, and they're the top 6 in the standings. I'm going to include Russell Henley in that because he's going to be there. It's Scotty, Xander, Colin, JT, Bryson, and Russell Henley. Like, those are the 6. When we just take a look at the standings, the next guys are Mav, Harmon, Novak, Spawn, Cantlay, Harris English, and Hoagie. I would say Cantley's probably a lock for the team, but that's kind of it right now.
Lock. Anyone that wants to besmirch Patrick Cantley's Ryder Cup chances, and maybe I just, like, there's crazy people on the internet, and I'm on the internet a lot, so I see them. They should just, go to the sun for a vacation. Like whatever. He's not winning tournaments. It's weird, very weird. He's got a bugaboo with like 6-foot putts this year. I'm sure that's not just my perception. I'm sure that's in the data. The guy forgot how to putt. It is astonishing. That being said, he's like the only guy that shows he's like an incredible Ryder Cup player. Like there's no question there. If he is not on the Ryder, I don't want to make stupid bets. I'll lose them, but no, there's no chance. There's no chance he's not on the team.
Cantlay right now, 82nd on tour from 5 to 10 feet, losing 0.2 strokes per round. So just big in the negative. So almost a stroke per tournament from that range.
Yeah. I mean, you see it, tracking it, betting him, watching it on TV. It's so jarring to watch because that's not him. That's not him at all. That being said, he's a lock. It's not even worth the energy. Also, because the U.S. doesn't exactly have like a cavalcade lineup that someone's going to offset Patrick fucking Cantlay. But so you gave the standings, but fuck the standings. What, like, you know what I mean? Like, who are the actual next guys?
I don't know. It's Cantlay. He would be 7, and then
it's like Brooks.
Is Brooks playing well enough to do anything? Like, if Brooks doesn't play well, you can't just take him because he's Brooks. If he's like,
I can instead of Tom Hoagie. If I want to.
I think that you end up with like Wyndham Clark instead of Brooks at that point.
Sure. So that's the next list. That's what I mean. Like Wyndham. I know there's a list, but there's also like a not standings list. Like Spieth, honestly, play well, go make the team, win this week maybe. Like I think he's near the top of the board.
Put it this way: Ryan Gerard is ahead of Spieth in the Ryder Cup standings.
Oh, that's so fucked. I know I'm like biased, and maybe you are too, and it's just like a little blip of decent golf, and I don't even know what he did last week. Shaky right now. I'm just saying in terms of who could be on it, that like we got to just be sending Patrick Reed.
I agree with you, but there's a chance for, like, if Harris English does something at a major, then he has a win and played well at a major, and he's already in the top 12, you probably end up taking him. Patrick Reed would have to do something exceptional in order to make the team. Brooks just has to show life, and he's probably on the team. Reed needs to do something exceptional to be on the team because no one likes Patrick Reed.
Billy Horschel was great at simulator golf and the team setting, so let's give him a look. It feels weird, Pat. Like the U.S. sort of feels like, and I'm not saying these players are even comparable to the dregs that sometimes Europe had to pick between, but it feels so much more equal. Like we used to always have to do this with Europe. Like we had a locked in part, but the wide open part of Team USA feels bigger than it's ever been. And yes, that's like, I don't like the guys aren't horrible, but it just doesn't feel as like it always felt 9 deep, literally since we've been doing a pod.
Yeah, but even just to think about the guys that they rolled out last year in Montreal when we were there. Like if you just rolled out that team again, but add Justin Thomas to it and take off the worst guy, it's a pretty good team.
So you take off Homa, you add Justin?
Yeah, like last year it was Scotty, Xander, Collin, Wyndham Clark, Cantlay, Sahith, Keegan, Burns, Finau, Harman, Henley, and then you replace Max Homa on that team with Justin Thomas, and all of a sudden, like, that's not a great team.
Because you don't, because that doesn't have Liv.
Oh, yeah, and then you would add Bryson into that and maybe one of the other Liv guys, and then all of a sudden that team's pretty good, isn't it? Like, get rid of Burns, who's been terrible, get rid of Homa, and Keegan's probably not going to pick himself. Like, the problem is Clark, Sahith, Finau. I mean, I guess Harman won an event, but he's been shit other than that the rest of the season. Is that the back end of the team just hasn't played well in 2025, that any sort of life, they're going to be fine.
And I don't even want to overrate the wins in any way, because as we've spoken about, like Scotty last year just scobbled up so many of I guess so many people's wins that sometimes I don't want to like hyper focus on that. But it's all about how you play. Like Brian Harman's win means nothing if he's not playing good in August.
No, you would have to find, like, they're outside guys for this team. Like, I want to see Akshay on the team, but he actually needs to do something in order to qualify for the team. Berger's been good. but he probably needs a win or some top fives in majors, something like that. He's just been consistently good all year long, but it'd be hard to take him at this point, I think.
It just more than ever, it feels like there's more on the USA pre-tournament captain's plate than ever. We're very used to like Europe having 6 guys and having to figure that like a whole half a team out, a quarter of a team out. Never with USA have I felt like we got to figure out this many spots.
I think that by the time that we get there, like what if Zalatoris wins this week? Like Zal seems like a perfect guy to be on the team. He just hasn't gotten back to where everyone wants him to be, but he still has an entire summer to do that.
He doesn't even have to win. If he is just like playing like Will Zalatoris, but can't nip winner's circle, doesn't cross a line first, but he's hitting his like straight as an arrow piss missiles at these major venues. Yeah, you're right. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing with Brooks. If Brooks has 2 top 10s in majors, he's probably there. Hell, if Cam Young year it just has a T3 every single week, he's probably on the team. Like it's open for anyone. Anyone who wants to go on a run is in play right now. And the problem is, if Novak made this run at the Wyndham St. Jude and not Heritage Valero Zurich, he'd be on the team. But he's not doing that. He's doing it now. He's not doing it when it needs to happen to get on Ryder Cup.
Of course, you're absolutely right. And I mean, people probably took their headphones out when you mentioned Cam Young. But I do agree.
I don't think he should be on the team. But I'm saying if he just put up the results that he did, because he had 6 top 10s in majors and 8 starts. If he just goes back to being that guy starting somewhat soon, he's probably there.
I wanted to agree with you that I don't even think he'd have to win to make the team. He would just have to return to being that guy for like 2 months in the summer. Like that, again, doesn't even have to win. Just be that guy we used to bet on.
Especially because at Bethpage, these are the types of guys that you do want. That's why the Novaks, Michael Kims, even Berger, like Berger doesn't put it out there all that far. So when you're starting to think about the types of players that you would want for that particular course to be on that team, obviously, like between like Harman and Horschel, like they might be the veteran choices to go, but I don't think that they fit this course particularly well. Now, the USA has shown no inclination ever to take people. This is what we talked about in France during that Ryder Cup. It's like they just took all the wrong guys. Like there was every year to take Kevin Kisner. It was that year. And they're like, nah, we're going to take Bryson. We're going to watch him bomb it into the water.
I feel like it's all changed incrementally, but like so much has changed, at least on the American side since Paris. And both teams now, I mean, it's well documented with Europe. There's like full-time analytics like operation.
It's just Eduardo Molinari. It's just him, I think.
No, but no, I mean on the Americans too. Like it's like they now make this like it's like a full-time freaking job for these guys. I don't think the Americans would make that mistake in 2025. Like the data is just so prevalent, although you never know. It's egos and boys clubs at times. It's still too early, but it's never early. It's actually a very appropriate time to start clustering players. You don't have to take stands, but I don't know. I mean, there's nothing better. It's going to be so good.
Have we overlooked that Mav McNeely is probably simply going to be on the team? He's top 10 he's top 10 in the world rankings.
Yeah, he even made fun of himself, I think, last week. Because he knows like that's crazy in some respects. But hey, the system is the system. And you are probably right. He's definitely in a tier like above the guys we were talking about. That being said, I don't think he's a lock. If he's playing like ass through the summer, like he's got no equity that says he's on the team. But he's in a tier ahead of pretty much everyone we listed.
I agree. I would say that, like, who do you think, just all things being equal, and let's say they weren't playing great, they weren't playing poorly going into it, do you think they would take Mav or Wyndham Clark?
You know, same with Brooks.
Yeah, I guess at that point, just take Brooks, see what happens. But he showed nothing at all.
I know, but it's like it's the same reason a book isn't going to show you 70-1 on Brooks to win like the US Open. Like there's just too much runway for him to kind of be some semblance of that guy. Even though I don't actually predict it to come, he is, even his exterior has gotten like a lot softer. Now that's like, maybe that comes with like not winning, but also like, I don't know, he's a dad now. Like he's acknowledged, like he's just so much more chill about it. And Liv is obviously perfect for like him. And, you know, that was from onset. What we didn't speak about, I guess, and just quickly to the Zurich, maybe I should know these things, but not being like the hardest data guy. And when you play in the final group, I'll watch you a lot. Ben Griffin drives the ball so fucking far.
Does he?
See, like he was like whipping it out there with maybe he just got a huge fucking rolls, but he was not getting dummied by Jake Knapp yesterday, which was shocking to me. And maybe I'm an idiot and Knapp wasn't using driver, but I don't remember Knapp not whipping out driver.
Let's see here.
He only played the holes with driver.
Yeah, Ben Griffin, 51st. I just sorted by the underdog ADP for the majors. So like all of the good players, he's 51st. That puts him like dead in the middle, kind of the 100 people that were eligible.
And maybe it's like a perception is like you just perceive him to not, but like, holy shit.
Let's see, of all PGA, I'll load in all PGA Tour players and see where he's at. Griffin is 124th in driving distance.
Not very deep, but I don't know. When you bring that list up, it's...
Yeah, it has everyone, but like that puts him in the range of Harris English, Justin Rose, Hideki, Homa, Willie Mack III, Charlie Hoffman. Like, and you have to remember the middle range guys at this point, like that's still above average for all of the tour players. And guys are just a lot longer now than they used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. The science of longer is kind of been perfected. And they all know how to do it.
Like in my mind, someone like Ryan Fox, for example, and even Kevin Yu, like two guys that mash the ball off the tee. They're outside the top 50 in driving distance.
And then like you see a guy like Finau, who the perception around is that like he always has to like not, like he's always giving like 70%.
I think that if you go back and look at Finau's stats over time, he used to be one of the bigger drivers on tour. Now he's not. He's another one he's 57th of all these guys over the past 24 rounds, at least. That it does seem like he dialed it back a little bit. He's just not hitting fairways ever. Who do you think is number one in driving distance? He's Tim's one and done pick for this week.
Toasty?
Potgieter.
Yeah, that was going to be... Okay, yeah. Then there was another guy. Who's number two?
Champ. And then it's Charles Reiter, that guy.
That's okay.
The guy that Sky loves.
Yes, because I know I heard or watched or listened to this guy hit a ball, and they mentioned he was like top of the charts in the whole system.
Yeah, even to take a look at it, it's like Potgieter, Champ, Charles Reiter, Rory, Tim Whiting, Jasper Svensson, Min Woo, Nicholas Norgard, Moeller, Toasty, Rasmus Højgaard, Cam Young, Goddard, Pearson Cooney, Ryan Brem, Ludwig. Like those are your top 15. Kitayama's inside the top 20. Would not have guessed that.
Would not have. I'd have gone a long way before I landed on that.
But what is really the difference between 27th and 50 kind of thing? Because Jake Knapp is 27th. Ben Griffin, I guess, is 124th. I wonder what that actual yardage gap is. Like, 9 yards is a ton of yards, but when you see them walk up to the ball, they look like they're standing next to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
You see it on TV. Yeah, it looks like they're right beside each other. So.
And a lot of it is strategy dependent too, because there were times on Saturday at the Masters where if you would just put Bryson's drive next to Rory's drive, Rory was like 20 yards ahead of him. But we know that Bryson could hit it further than him.
Yeah. Speaking of Bryson, 3 straight tournaments, Pat. What do we do?
No one gives him shit for this, do they?
Other than Rom, who gets shit on Live? Like in terms of results.
That's really it, because everyone, myself included, you included, most of the golf community included, that they want to still hype up Jon Rahm as a top 3 player in the world. And they're like, well, the dude can't even win on Live. How could he actually be up there with all these guys? But you watch him, you're like, he still looks like Rahm. He still hits it like Rahm. He's just not winning. And then we get to Bryson, where, 3 straight Sundays, he's gone in with a lead and shit the bed.
Yeah. I mean, everyone out, like Cam Young, he's just, he loves his offseason. He has a good time. He picks his spots. Everyone is sort of like Bryson is
Cam Smith, you meant.
Oh yeah, geez, Cam Smith. I don't know. It just feels like everyone in the top tier, in some way, and maybe it's what they've done. But they've just made themselves immune from certain criticisms being on Live, and Rahm just can't. Like, he has to win. He is to Live what like Rory is
at majors
to majors. It's like you have to win, and then when you win on Live, we'll be like, well, it's Live. So he's kind of in a no-win, but I don't know. He's got to win. I say that as someone who bet on him last week at 6-1. It was the only golf bet I made in the entire golf universe. All that's to say is, I don't think Liv moved a needle yesterday. But in theory, if they had a pulse, it should have, because you had the leaderboard. You're going against Zurich. Zurich's got rain delays.
And
Zurich is
power
gimmick.
Outages.
Yeah, power outages.
You're in the right time zone.
You're in the time zone. You've got the top of the leaderboard was literally like stars of golf. Bryson, Niemann, Cam,
Rahm,
Hatton,
Bubba.
Like, it was perfect. But I didn't even like care. Like, I use this site Flash Score to look at scores every like 40 minutes. I'd see what's up. I didn't like even care to make an effort to watch it. And that's why, like, I'm listening to PGA Tour radio on an event I had no money on. I don't know, maybe it's access, or like just knowing what, like, the conversation is still going to be PGA Tour. But I love Niemann. I got Niemann to win a Quail. He's never done anything in a major. But I love that he won. But I didn't even care to watch. I didn't even care.
Did you see my shade tweet at you yesterday about Niemann?
No, I didn't. I didn't. No.
So was it the 3rd win on Live for Niemann now this year?
Maybe, yeah.
That I said. I basically just said that Niemann is the Justin Herbert of golf.
Yeah, sure.
It's all there, but when it comes time, it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, and like, if your eyeballs watch golf, you like, no, holy shit. Like, this guy hits the drive 320 dead straight. He then hits the iron like on a rope to 7 feet. You're like, okay. Like, I don't know. The guy is incredible. Like, when you watch it, he passes the eyeball test. And yeah, I guess, sure, majors are like playoffs. God willing. The problem is his sample size is fucking huge. Herbert, it hasn't gone well. It's 2 roadies. And, people just assume we'll automatically lose the next one. And that's fine. Hopefully we can play in the next one this year. That's not even guaranteed. The Niemann sample size is fucking enormous. And that is concerning. It's concerning, but I think he's perfect for Quail Hollow.
He's perfect for all these courses. He's never had a top 15 in a major.
Yeah, that's fucking.
He has 6 fewer top 10s in majors than Cam Young does.
Crazy stuff. Like, just crazy. Honestly, it almost feels like the Herbert comp isn't even fair to Herbert.
I don't know about that.
It'd be like Stafford, like before the Rams. Like, I'm just saying the sample size, like Niemann's sample size is insane. You just went through it. Herbert's sample size is 2 games.
No yellow on that Wikipedia scorecard for majors.
I really wanted him to play well at the Masters. I was happy Hatton played well. Hatton continues to like finally show uptick. Like he won't go off at the PGA at 70-1 and make us look stupid. He'll probably be right around what we have. But I love Live for Quail Hollow. I don't love their lead into Quail Hollow because I see they're playing in South Korea this week and not playing again. But I'm going to have a lot of Live guys for Quail Hollow, I think.
Well, let's take a look at the Quail Hollow odds right now. It just kind of reminded me that we have the elevated event next week at the Cricket Club for the truest. I have to start like not saying Quail Hollow is 2 weeks. Nor it's no longer Wells Fargo. It's the truest. So I have to wrap that in mind. But we've got a ton of content to do next week, starting all of the early stuff. Like we went full out for the Masters. We'll probably do the same amount of shows for the PGA Championship as well. Oh, I booked my first tee time this year. I'm playing on Friday. So I'm not doing any content on Friday.
Congratulations. My course opened on Friday. I haven't been out yet.
Ours opens on the 1st. We're the last in our province to open, actually.
I like that. I know like Hardos might hate it. It just means they like care.
Yeah, they want to make sure that the course is in like championship condition, at least for the first month before. The weather here is so weird. Like it'll be, even yesterday, I think it was 4 degrees and it was raining and windy. And then by the afternoon, it was like 14 and sunny with no wind. Like it's hard to maintain a golf course that way.
Impossible. But you telling me you're the last to open, that just tells me it is a membership that appreciates the course.
Yeah, no one's complaining that it's like it doesn't really bother me. I don't want to play golf in like 0 degree weather.
Me neither.
What was I going to say? I was looking up odds.
PGA odds.
Let's go to Cool Bet and see what they're up to for the PGA Championship. PGA Championship. Where are the live guys at here? Bryson's 16-1. Rahm's 18-1. So Rahm's finally starting to like hit the skids a little bit. But after that, Brooks is 28. Cam Smith is 40. Niemann is 40. Hatton's 50.
Yeah.
I think I bet on Sergio to win the US Open by mistake. It's a tournament he's not even in.
What's Reed?
Reed is like 80, I think. Yeah, 80-1.
Yeah, maybe a little short.
I don't know. And Louis is 100-1. I don't even know if Louis in it or not. I assume he got an exemption. Him and Burmeister.
Wouldn't even know. I don't even know how to quantify 2025 Louis. And that's not even a knock. It's not a knock. I'm sure there'll be something later in the summer where he goes on a run, but I don't know.
Louis like consistently T40 on live. He is currently 31st in the official live standings.
Who would you give the honor of like, because like sure there are a lot of old guys. Like we don't need to waste a moment about the retirement home that is the Majestics. Like not even worth a breath.
Poulter, Dick Bland, I believe, had an albatross this weekend.
He's a clique, and listen, Dick Bland has used like the live schedule and the live competition is actually perfect for then competing in like senior majors. So Dick Bland will never get besmirched by me. But there's a tier of like player on live that it's like the answer Varner, Peters, like
Munoz.
Who wins like I retired. I went to live to retire award. Maybe answer
Kokrak?
No, because Kokrak, I don't believe, at least maybe I'm overrating the other guys. Like I actually thought like Answer and Varner.
I mean, Answer and Varner were on 2 separate tiers. Like Answer was significantly better than Varner.
Yeah. So Answer, I'd have to say, is like the winner of like the highest end golfer who went to live to do fucking nothing.
Mito. He almost won a major till Tim ruined his career.
Mito's in his own fuck.
Him and Matthew Wolff are like that. They went off. Kevin Na was really good.
Dude, I saw someone bet Mito. I don't care that they bet Mito. I'm not making fun. That it was like 200-1 last week on live. And their logic was he's going to figure it out. Like at some point, I'm sure he's going to figure it out. Maybe it's this week. And at 200-1, you're like, I'm not making fun of the bet. It was noteworthy just seeing how big his odds were on fucking live.
I bet him 3 live tournaments ago. I think he was 250-1. I was like, he's got to be better than 250-1 in a 50-man field. What about Paul Casey?
Yeah, this. I mean,
Like, answer's young, is what you're saying.
yeah, but Paul Casey is also, oh my god, like I could litigate all these fucking guys. He is in his own tour of like the biggest hypocrite pieces of shit
What?
on the live calendar.
Why is that?
This guy back in the day wouldn't go to Saudi to golf, called them tyrants, like used everything that anti-live people used. He was like a UNICEF like spokesperson. It's just all fucking fraud. Just all a fraud. Like you look at, like he has past comments like hammering the tours for going over to these places. And then all of a sudden, like him. So like he, of all of them, like he's the biggest fucking, get the fuck out of here, buddy.
Yeah, $50 million goes a long way.
Goes a long way.
I changed my opinions for $50 million.
I agree. Listen, for sure. Listen, in some ways, like I want to give guys who didn't go even more respects because how many golf tournaments could like let's just say like when Liv was at its peak, like a guy like I'm just randomly picking a name, but he's front facing for me, like Corey Connors. Like he's not winning enough money on the golf course or off the golf course to like turn down that money. Like, do you know how good you have to be on the PGA Tour to win $50 million over 4 years? It's impossible.
You have to win like the FedEx Cup. Corey Connors' career earnings are $27 million. He's currently won $3 million this year.
It's just impossible to win at the level for which like live players are getting paid to play.
Now, I don't know. I don't know that Casey got $50 million. That's just what he was part of the first wave, and it seemed like they were flush at that point.
I'm just like, winning is hard. And you get, listen, Kevin Kisner said it, like 30th place pays a hell of a lot of money. But so does 30th place on live and not having to give a shit. It pays 12x.
I think a lot.
50x,
it's funny. I saw the leaderboard going into Sunday as well, and I looked at the names like this is about as good as a major leaderboard. Honestly, just to take a look at the top 5 names, they were guys that were all in the Masters, were competitive at the Masters, and I was like, hey, I'll watch that, and then I kind of forgot about it. And you mentioned lack of access, and especially I don't know. I think it was on Fox Sports in the U.S., but in Canada, it's really hard to find now. When it was on YouTube, I actually watched it more.
When it was on YouTube, I watched it more. It was just easy, accessible, but I'm not jumping through a hoop for it.
No, you got to make it easy for me.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Maybe that's unfair because as golf fans, we jump through more hoops than anyone. But for some reason, I'm not jumping through hoops for you. Like I'm not.
It's the same thing if I wanted to watch the Volvo China Open. If it's not on Golf Channel when I wake up, I've tried my best. That's it.
I've tried my best. I couldn't have said it better. That's the effort you're getting from me.
I had a bunch of guys come in second place at Corrales. That was no fun. All I needed I needed Thorbjornsen to hit like a 5-foot putt on 18. Couldn't do it. Couldn't make it happen for me.
I don't want to say I was so mad when Thorbjornsen was playing well.
Why?
Because I like bet him so much against good players already this year, and then like half the price versus that field, I was like, no, he's not playing well. Who won that? Joel Damon missed the putts. That's all I remember. I don't remember who won.
My guy Higo won.
Oh yeah, Higo.
He's back.
You know, why couldn't like Tommy Fleetwood ever be in the clubhouse and someone missed bogey out, and then you could be a winner? And incredible stuff from Damon after. Like it's again like Morikawa.
Nah, but it's different though because Damon.
Nope.
It is because Damon's not Morikawa, so he has to do these sorts of things, and he doesn't have the luxury of not being self-aware enough like Morikawa does. When you're one of the 5 best players in the world, you really don't need to give that big of a shit because you're not if Damon wants to get back onto full swing again next year, like these are the sorts of things that he has to do, where they're just like, hey, Morikawa's at the, he's in the final group of 8 of these tournaments. He's just going to be on the show. Like Damon needs to manufacture some of this stuff. And listen, he also seems like a great guy. I completely get it. I'm happy that he gave the interview after, and I wish that Morikawa would too. But I can see why Morikawa is different than Damon in this sense.
They're not held to the same standard. Morikawa has, of course, leverage, equity, doesn't need to do that, but it's just another example. Like right, because we had the example of Justin after Valspar. It's just, you're right. Like it's not apples to apples, Damon to Morikawa, but it's just like another check in the like, buddy, you want to keep digging on that fucking issue? Like, good luck. I hope he put the shovel away. If he's lucky, it just doesn't come up again. And next time he maybe falters, he just handles it overly gracefully. But God, if he's still carrying that shovel, the wins aren't going to come. They're hard enough to begin with. He's got to put the shovel away.
Are you feeling stuck in your daily wellness routine? You're not alone on that. Our friends at Cornbread Hemp hear you. Yes, they're listening and they hear you. Their organic CBD gummies are made to help you feel better, whether it's stress, poor sleep, or just needing a moment to unwind, because Lord knows we should be taking more moments to unwind. CBD might be just what you need to level up your daily routine. Cornbread Hemp uses only the best of the hemp plant, the flower, for the purest, most potent CBD. No fillers, no junk, just full spectrum goodness. And right now, Pat Mayo Experience listeners can save 30% off your first order. Just head to cornbread.com/PatMayo and use code PatMayo at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/PatMayo and use code PatMayo. Have you noticed how Pat Mayo seems a whole lot better rested recently? It's no secret. I got my old mattress, took it outside, threw it in the trash the moment my Helix mattress showed up. My wife and I took the quiz on helixsleep.com. We went through everything and we decided the firmness. We wanted the temperature, how we actually sleep. And all of a sudden, the mattress shows up, we lay down, and I'm not having a lot of the sleep problems that I've been having in the past. I just wake up 50 times a night. Not no more! With my Helix mattress, I was sleeping on my side with my head underneath my pillow, and I was getting chicken wing for when I woke up, and my back and my shoulders were sore because there was a divot inside my old mattress where I'd been sleeping on it so long. Now, all of that has gone. It's been such an upgrade with my Helix mattress that I'm getting full sleep, and even my Apple Watch is telling me that I'm getting a far more full sleep this time. I'm not hitting 54% on my sleep cycle anymore. No, I'm up at like 90%, even 100% some nights. So hopefully this can help you out as well. Go to helixsleep.com/PatMayo for the spring savings event where you're going to get 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/PatMayo for 20% off everything site-wide. helixsleep.com/PatMayo. Finding the perfect car is kind of like dating, where you swipe through a bunch of options, some look better than they actually are, and you just hope you don't settle for good enough when you deserve something great. But with CarGurus, they take the guesswork out of car buying. Real price analysis, vehicle history, price drop alerts, and the best deals. The best deals! No bad dates, just good cars. CarGurus will connect you with trusted dealerships when you're ready, ensuring a transparent and hassle-free buying process. With over 4 million listings, CarGurus has more car listings than any other major online automotive marketplace in the US, so you can find the best deal. CarGurus gives you control on how you shop and how you want to shop with the tools, information, and data-driven deals ratings you need. It's no wonder SimilarWeb estimated traffic data shows CarGurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. Buy or sell your next car today with CarGurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com. Did you see who's currently leading the PGA Professionals tournament to get into the PGA Championship?
Is someone's dad? This is like the teachers, right?
Yeah. Well,
of course, Blocky.
Oh yeah, Block T1. So I was looking at it. He's 48 years old. Do you think he'll play on the Champions Tour? It feels like he'd be good on the Champions Tour. Like everyone who's 50 to 52, a spry young man on the Champions Tour is actually pretty good.
Is he allowed to? I mean, they'd give him exemptions. I'm sure.
I mean, I'm sure he could probably qualify.
Listen,
He qualifies for the PGA Championship every year. I think he could qualify for the Champions Tour. They used to have former Pittsburgh Penguin Dan Quinn on the Champions Tour.
I have been labeled, I think, unfairly a blocky hater.
You hate his guts.
On the scale of blocky haters, like I'm a 5. Like I'm a 5.
Most people don't care enough to hate. You hate.
No, okay,
you're
right.
You're a 9.5.
No. You're actually right. I don't care enough to hate.
No. That's not true. You do. Most people don't.
No, not even. No.
Like Michael Block made a final like Jeff's biggest rival shortlist one year.
That was probably something totally taken out of context.
I don't think it was taken out of context.
Yeah, find the clip. There's no clip of me like getting super angry about Michael Block, even after that PGA Championship.
Paul, did Jeff hate Michael Block? Yeah.
No.
Just a quick yeah.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. Search it. Find it on Twitter. I don't hate without like tweet storming. So there's nothing like maybe a joke, but there's nothing. Good for him. Sure. I mean, it's like annoying. I don't even play DraftKings to the point where like I don't know. I get how people are annoyed when they show his shots over like the guy they rostered in DFS at like a PGA Championship. But I don't know. Whatever. Good for him. That's going to be his thing.
Michael Block for Ryder Cup?
Yeah, sure.
Is he in the mix? What would he have to finish at the PGA Championship? Like T6?
Yeah, it's that why. I mean, listen, he's just got to jump JJ Spawn, right?
That's all you got to do right now. Just get ahead of Spawn and you're on the team. All right, let's talk CJ Cup. The CJ Cup Byron Nelson. It's Scotty. Scotty's in the field. Scotty tends to play this tournament every year, except for a year ago. I forget why he didn't play. He's 3-1 at CoolBet right now, and CoolBet is the providing sponsor of all of the odds for the Pat Mayo experience. So go play at CoolBet if you live in Canada and not in Ontario. You got some good odds up there this week too. I've made a few bets there already. But Scheffler 3-1. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to bet him at 3-1. He hasn't won yet this year for one thing, and these are not. It's weird. I was thinking back when I was doing the research show, and I was thinking out loud because that's what that entire show actually is. But the same reason that I never like Zalatoris at an event like this is it's not that can he make enough putts to win. And when I bet one of these guys this week, you're going to laugh at me because he's exactly the same situation. But the harder the course is, the more of the skill of Zalatoris comes through. And I feel like that's exactly the case for Scheffler as well. That when you make the condition somewhat benign, you're at the risk of an outlier week from someone just making all the putts, or it's so easy that they don't need the degree of difficulty shots that you would need to win a US Open or whatever it might be at Bay Hill, that it's kind of to Scotty's detriment at these easier courses because he can play great and someone just might have the week of their lives and there's nothing you can do when everyone's making a 20-foot putt.
I think it's best said by saying like some of these players in these fields on these courses, their strengths are neutralized a bit relative to the rest of the field.
And everything he does well, it's not like he's not putting well. He is putting well. He's playing well. Everything points to him to win. But when you get to one of the easiest courses on tour, 3-1, like I would probably feel better about betting him 3-1. Like if we just reverse back to Bay Hill with all of the best players, I'd probably feel better about him at 4-1 against all the best players than 3-1 against 155 guys, 2 of which might get super hot at a glorified Corn Ferry course.
I mean, I can't bet it. I'd say shout out to CoolBet because 3-1. I'm telling you, I feel like that's top of market.
From where I've seen right now, it is top of market.
I've seen like 240, 270.
But like, there's what value is there in that? And I get that he has the best chance to win. Like, no one is disputing that. But this course has the 4th most holeouts of anyone on tour. In terms of like chipping in kind of thing. Now we know he does that a lot, but what if it's a week where Scheffler doesn't chip in and Spieth chips in 5 times? Because he does that too.
I'm not normally interested, but I think your sentiment that I'd rather bet Scotty at an elevated event at 3-1 than this field at 3-1, at least at a course where, what he does, right? That's just much harder and allows him to play his game. I got no vibes here. I mean, this staring at this board, this is like Scotty Scheffler showed up to the Sanderson Farms.
It really is. So the next guys on the board are Spieth and Sungjae. They're both at 20-1 at Coolbet. Ben An, Sam Burns, Kim Pendrith, the defending champ. You hit this last year at 80-1. He's now 25-1 in this field. Then you're into Jaeger, Killa Keith, Tom Kim, Ben Griffin coming off a win, Rasmus Højgaard, Bridgman. Now we're already beyond 50-1. Zalatoris is 50-1 in this field. Hisatune is 50-1. Nikolai Højgaard is 66. Knapp is 66. I bet Knapp at 66. That's the highest I'm at on the board right now. Actually, that's not true. Actually, it is true. That is the highest I am at the board right now.
So can I just take a guess at a long shot? You also bet then?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bets in. So fire away.
No, it's just one guess. Because I feel like you're not the only one, but there's a crossover. Does that mean you also played like Valimaki at triple digits?
Oh, yeah. 100-1 with 8 places. I think there's a 125 on him, but I was like, I want to play. Asking Valimaki to win a PGA Tour event's a lot. That I want the out that if he comes in like third, that I get paid pretty handsomely on that.
Yeah, I could argue just betting long shots all each ways. I know that's I doubt I'm going to practice what I preach. I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to do here. Like, well, I don't want to.
How about this? I mean, this turned out to be horrible advice for the Masters, but it was if I could guarantee you Scotty or Rory didn't win, who would actually be the person you would feel the most confident in? And then everyone started having like a different discussion. You probably could name 25 players, like personally to a person, because everyone went into that. It's like, oh, it's Scotty or it's Rory. Like those are the two guys. But I told you that they weren't going to win. Who would be actually number 3? Don't look at the odds board. Like in your mind, who would have the third best chance? And that's what I would give you this week. If I could guarantee you Scotty doesn't win, who do you actually feel next best about?
It's a great question. That's not an easy one. I don't know. Jaeger.
I mean, Im just missed the cut at the Korean Open last week. He was 5th at the Masters, missing. He had to go defend his title in Korea, and he fucking missed the cut.
No clue that even happened. Okay, I don't know. Jaeger. Okay. I want to love Ben An this week.
I like Ben An this week too, and that was my point about. If I say that Scotty can't have someone's going to have an outlier week and beat him tee to green, and same with Zalatoris, how can I justify betting Ben An? But I'm probably going to do it.
Yeah, but how do you bet Ben An to hit?
You don't
to hit the score. And the other problem is, I mean, I've been workshopping this morning, but this is coming from someone who might want to bet Ben An. Ben An at times feels like Timu Fleetwood, fentanyl Fleetwood. Take it any way you want. But I love betting on Fleetwood. Yeah, so it is. Yeah. I mean, at least Fleetwood goes somewhere around the world and outduels Rory and Hatton and Rahm for a win. I'm not using this. This isn't defend Tommy. I didn't mean to do that. Great Sunday last week, Tommy, by the way. Just great. In the water on 3. Good job, buddy. Yeah, I like Ben An. If you made me pick Jaeger, Ben An. Oh, gross. What is Ben An's odds in a without Scotty market? Like what is Ben An if Scotty's not in the field? He's 16-1 to win a golf tournament?
No, because I mean that he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be the boost that I give. So I'll get Ben An up to 30 on Coolbet, and everyone who plays at Coolbet will be able to do that. Let's see, betting without. I mean, he's not even. There's 3 betting without markets this week. Betting without Scotty and Spieth, and betting without Scotty, Spieth, and Sungjae. To bet Ben An in the without Scotty market is 20-1.
I don't really care to do that. I was just.
And if you take Scheffler, Spieth, and Im out, he's 16-1. I would like to see Spieth win, honestly.
Yep. be good. Oh, going into the PGA Championship?
Yeah, it'd be great. But that's more of a want. The craziest odd on this board, I went down to like 100 to 1 to find him because he popped up on the research show a bunch because he's playing good golf, is Mac Hughes. And he's 33 to 1 or 37 to 1 or something.
And not to because I say a lot of dumb things, but it caught my eye for how well he played. A couple weeks ago, he played well, right, at the Heritage?
Yeah, he did play really well at the Heritage.
And you had this thing, like, how is Hughes 100 and Taylor's like 180?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess people like him here. His number, just looking at like a grid, his number's been dropping today, Mac Hughes. So he seems like a guy people might have been betting on this morning.
Yeah, he is. I mean, back-to-back top 10s coming in. He was top 10 in Houston. He was third at the Heritage, and he's not putting well. Well, he's not putting Mac Hughes well. He's getting like a stroke per tournament. His tee to green has just been off the charts good. That I think the whole case would be if he keeps up the tee to green and then just has Mac Hughes gains 8 strokes putting, he wins this tournament by 5 strokes.
And just backwards for a second, you obviously missed it, having a great time on vacation. But like early week Rory interviews last week, Pat, when he's like at a podium with Shane Lowry, the guy's like walking on clouds.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not one of these like, oh, he's going to win every major now, but he is like, his feet are not even touching the ground at the moment still.
That is a boost on CoolBet right now. The Rory Slam pays 335 to 1. I don't think he's going to do it.
I mean,
what a narrative shift it would be in his career if he did do it, by the way.
He doesn't even have to do it. Like the narrative shift, even if he just I mean, you could say it's already happened, but like he could just go out and win at a course he's already won at 6 times. And it'll put gasoline on it.
If he won all of the majors this year, would people consider him the 3rd best player of all time all of a sudden?
If he completed the single season Grand Slam at an Open in his home, it would, the hyperbole would be through the roof, but it would be, maybe. I mean, that would put him at 5,
8.
Yeah, 8. Right now, he's one back of Faldo. And the American media seems to want to make it like a Rory is now like with a Phil thing. And the European media, I think, is very caught up on he's tied with Seve. He's one back of Faldo. You could probably make the case he's already the greatest European golfer of all time. But, the major numbers are the major numbers.
He's 2 back of Harry Vardon.
That's one. Yeah, I don't get into Varden conversations.
Who is from somewhere called Jersey, which is the Bailiwick of Jersey, an autonomous and self-governing island territory of the British Islands. Okay. He won his last major the first year of World War I, so he doesn't get a lot of buzz these days.
Yeah, Varden seems to be omitted from the greatest European golfer of all time discussions.
He really does. Yeah, it's Faldo with 6, Rory with 5, James Braid with 5, Seve with 5, John Henry Taylor with 5. I mean, these are guys who finished their playing career in 1912 or something. So both Tom Morrises, old and young, they have 4 apiece.
What did you say your nap number was?
66. Is what it is at CoolBet right now.
66. Okay.
Like, do you think about someone like Tom Wallace? I'm thinking Tom Morris. Matt Wallace this week? I like Matt Wallace. He's playing decent golf. And Cam Davis, I mean, I can't figure out if you just always bet Cam Davis at Rocket Mortgage since he's won it twice. But I do think that there's a lot of Rocket Mortgage crossover with this course, along with Houston, along with Torrey Pines, along with Mexico, that if he's at 80 to 1 at one of those 5 courses that you just bet him and hope that he doesn't shoot 20 over par.
So that was one that kind of had my eye, and Toasty. I mean, we're going farther back.
I bet Toasty 100 to 1, 8 places.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, feel like that's a bet. I think it might be the most popular bet this week, but
apparently Mac Hughes is.
Whatever. I like the actual Twitter fun we'd have with like a legitimate Sunday toasty sweat, win or lose. Like I wouldn't want to miss it.
I went.
So I'll be betting.
I went through that like 4 weeks ago, where I had a legitimate toasty sweat on a Sunday. And I had one I was on vacation watching it on my phone. I was like, hey, he keeps going up the leaderboard here. He came second.
Oh, yeah, he missed such a shorty. I had him in that tournament.
Here's the thing. When you bet on Toasty, you can't be mad when he misses 4-foot putts. No. That is what you have signed up for. But he makes like 3 eagles around. You're not allowed.
Like, it's part of the odds. If we knew he could make the 3-foot putts, he'd be 40-1. I joke, but like he'd just be in a different pricing tier. He's 100-1 because of those putts.
To look at Byron Nelson, like he played this tournament last year, he gained 6.5 strokes tee to green in 2 rounds because he missed the cut, because he lost 6 strokes putting.
Yeah. So I haven't put the bet in. It might be 90-1 now. I might have lost 10 points, but I'm still betting Toasty.
That's okay. You can get him at 100-1 at Coolbet.
I can. So
the other guys that caught my attention, Hughes caught my attention initially, but I'm not betting him at 35-1. Both Højgaards caught my attention. And then Celinda. Celinda's still 100-1.
Celinda, 100-1. What about Hitsune?
Rio, he's 50-1. I don't know if I like that.
Oh.
Or sorry, 60-1 now. I see.
See a bit of a okay, yeah. I guess shop on any of the thing about a week like this is I actually do feel like the books are all over the map. Like you'll see like insane odds discrepancies all over the board this week. These are tough weeks for the books, especially like even live, guy they don't even know, stale, long time. I'm looking for one of your boys here, Pat, though. He must be deep.
I was looking for Fisk. He's not in the field. You know who the most popular bet is going to be this week? Davis Riley.
People are going to work. Yeah, that's a thing again.
I think so.
I mean, I can't hate on it. The guy, it's what, 250-1?
Yeah, he has a top 10 at this course. Has made the cut 2 of the 3 times that he's played it. He
hasn't won this year per se. Well, obviously not. But I feel like every time he's been like publicly darlinged, he hasn't like been a disappointment either. I feel like he's played kind of decent. Or well, like better than well.
I think the only time that he was bad, because I bet him at Valspar and he came 7th, so he paid off his top 8 on that one. But I bet him in Houston, and I think he was in the mix in Houston. Had just a disastrous final round, if I recall that correctly. Let's see, Davis Riley, not even a disastrous final round. He was 70-68 on the weekend. He just came T52.
I'm looking for a player. I can't find him. I thought he'd be here. Luke List.
List is like 150-1. 300-1, sorry.
Saw him on TV, like hitting shot, like carrying Norlander.
Is that what was? I didn't see it because I had money on them as a team. Is that what was happening? That he was carrying Norlander?
Yeah, I think they made. Yeah, that's exactly what happened in their best balls. It's like Luke List was the only guy making birdies, and he made a lot of them. 275, I'm seeing.
Yeah, 300, I'm seeing.
I actually have no idea how well he's playing other than
not at all. He has missed 5 of his last 6 cuts and came T64 in the other one. He hasn't gained on approach since the 3M Open last year. Like, he needs to go play Corrales in Puerto Rico right now and figure this shit out, because he's going to be playing Korn Ferry pretty soon. I like your call of Jaeger, though. He makes sense here.
I'm not even saying I'm betting it, but if you're making me pick one, like, I just take in the guy at 35-40 over like the 25-28s that
his driving,
I don't even know if I could trust.
His driving has been so abysmally bad. It's kind of incredible over the past, 5 tournaments. And he has good results in most of these tournaments. Like, even, remember, he was sniffing the Players. He lost like 4 strokes off the tee at the Players. That's why I ended up betting against him at the Players, because I thought that would happen. And I thought that would actually hurt him. Turns out it didn't. But his chipping, his putting, his iron play has been especially good. six of the tournaments that I mentioned. Like he had the T3 at Torrey Pines last year. He was T3 at Mexico 2 years ago. He was T6 at Mexico this year. He was T11 at Houston this year. Like these are all the courses I'm looking at. He makes the most sense.
And I mean, one of the reasons I was on like a Jaeger run last year, even before he had won, but I feel like he was a great Corn Ferry player, as a lot of these guys were, who like had a great resume on resort courses, like got to this number, could get to this number in his CV.
The only thing I remember him about Corn Ferry is that he shot a 59 once.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you like the Højgaards?
Yes. I wouldn't even tell you which one I like more though.
Well, Rasmus is 40 and Nikolai is 66.
But like on a talent play in this field, you could make an argument they are like sort of right there after the top couple.
Let's see. I was just looking at Thorbjornsen. Probably not going to go back to him here. Nikolai
80-1.
Nikolai hasn't made a cut since Honda, so that's tough for him. At least Rasmus has been like decent. Made the cut at the Masters. Did he not play in the Heritage? Why didn't he play in the Heritage? I thought he was in all the elevated events.
I don't know. I feel like they play together.
And they what? Just came second at Zurich together?
Yeah, they ham and egged it pretty good. Missed a lot of short putts.
They'll do that.
What am I? Kitayama's here.
Is he?
No, but he's listed on DraftKings.
No, he is. He's 90 to 1.
No. Wow. He's been that bad, eh?
Is that true? Because for a while he was like Mr. Model and he was terrible.
But yeah, everyone would like roster him and talk up those bets and show the.
He does not have a top 30 finish this year.
Crazy.
So I do have, so I bet Knapp at 66. I bet Välimäki at 100 with 8 places. I have the same bet on Toasty. I also bet Kevin Yu at 70 to 1 with 8 places. I gave up the 70. I think it opened at 80. It was 80, so I bet it at 70, and now it's 75. But I like Kevin Yu this week. I like Kevin Yu every week. This is a perfect course for him. It reminds me a lot of like when he won Sanderson Farms. He can just dominate tee to green, and you hope to get super lucky with his putter.
And what did you say were you playing Celinda?
I want to take a look deeper at
What's
Celinda.
the number? I can't find it.
I think it's, you have Control F on your.
I'm more of a scroller.
Let's see.
Bad eyes scrolling.
90 to 1 for Celinda. 120. Actually, no, I'll bet this right now. A cool bet. 125 to 1.
Yeah, I was going to say I got to find something bigger than 90 somewhere.
Yeah, so
I think
Celinda.
I like you made that shout. I think that's decent. I'll be in on Toasty. That's for sure.
And maybe Celinda. Like, do you like Keith Mitchell at all, or is he just are you just out?
I mean, I might rather swallow like 12 points and bet Ben An than Keith Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even going to be that big of a discrepancy. So I'm thinking.
So are you Ben An or Jaeger at the top? What are you doing?
I'm going to bet Ben An, but I might bet them both, and that'll just be my card. Like I can be talked into someone as the week goes along, but if my top, because I can get Ben An up to 30, and I can get Jaeger. What's the best Jaeger number? 35? 37?
Oh, has that been dropping, eh?
What
Thought I saw 40s, but they could all have been gone. I don't know if all the books are loaded into this thing.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so quick picks for the CJ
Cup. 40 for Jaeger.
Yeah, I still have access to a 35, so I might bet that. I'll think about that as the week goes along. I'm going to go Ben An 30 to 1. That is a boost up on Cool Bet. right now. I believe he is 28-1 or 25-1 at other places, whatever it is.
Yep.
I'm going to roll with Ben Ann. He's playing some good golf. Let's go. Make some putts this week, Benny. Kevin Yu, 70-1 with 8 places. Jake Knapp, just the 66 as an outright winner. Valimaki and Toasty, 100-1 with 8 places. And then Celinda at 125-1. No placements because I just want that 125. I don't want to have to eat like an 80 or something. You?
All I can say I'm going to be in on is Toasty, and I feel so naked that I'm going to ride with you on Kevin Yu on that one. I like your confidence while feeling nothing myself as Celinda. So those 3 guys, I know you're on all 3 at the back. Maybe I guess I could at that point bet Jaeger and Ben Ann. I could do anything, but I feel nothing for this board.
You should get in on Jake Knapp too. He was good here last year. He just had a bad final round.
I know, but I'm worried he's going to wake up today and his neck and ears are going to hurt so much for how sunburnt they are.
Is that what happened to him?
Oh my God. I felt bad. Listen, Sundays are long. New Orleans is hot. He's like tied for the lead. It just looked like Mars. Yeah, I don't have any. I mean, not that I normally do. I got nothing profound to say here.
All right, one and done picks for the week. I am in the lead by $3 million over you at the moment, and Cust and I tied last time, so it's my pick first. He's taking Potgieter, so shout out to Aldrich Potgieter here. I'll take Ben Ann as my pick.
Do you have the list in front of you?
I do. You can take Scotty Scheffler if you want.
No. Have I used Jaeger?
No.
All right, we'll throw in Stevie.
Steven Jaeger. We've done pretty well, I think, one and done wise, or at least outright betting wise, on the tournaments where our one and dones are both people that like me and you like to bet as well. So I'll probably end up betting Jaeger.
That works.
Yeah. Well, I'm back. I don't quite have all my full energy back yet. Is it like a day per time zone kind of thing? Is that how it works?
Listen, you're the of the group here. You're the expert traveler in terms of like crossing oceans and stuff.
Sure. I don't know. I just feel more tired.
What do they say?
this
What
time.
is it?
Maybe it's because I'm older now. I turned 40 and now I'm just old.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it.
I'll tell you a mistake that you don't want to make in Amsterdam is taking a weed gummy and being like, yeah, like waiting an hour. It's like, it hasn't really hit me. Like, I might as well take another one. And oh boy, not great. Not great for Pat.
I would just say, no secrets about my enjoyment, but the gummies, I swear, I don't fuck with them because I think I'm the same. I would just like, when I'm doing the other, when I'm smoking a joint, I know when it's going to hit me, how it's going to hit me. I mean, maybe not like to perfection every time. The gummies, you have no idea. And then I would be the guy like more because I do things to excess. And then I would just be in a fucking ditch.
Yeah, because like my wife like she doesn't like I don't think she ever smoked weed or anything like that, but she like got into gummies periodically like over the past year or so, and she'll like take a half or something like that. It just absolutely floors her. So she takes a half of the one that I've eaten full, and I stopped smoking weed like 10 years ago or something like that. Just didn't want to wake up hungover anymore. Just hits me too hard these days. And I was like, that sounds pretty good. We'll just take this, we'll go to sleep, we'll get an early night, we'll get back at it tomorrow and go see more of the city kind of thing. And like, she's like asleep basically off this half. It's like, why isn't this hitting me? Yeah, when I was in Europe, went out for a cig, I was like, yeah, I'll have another one. It's only like 9 o'clock. And the worst part is like, it doesn't fuck me up to the point where I like pass out. It just makes me awake. So I was up to like 3 a.m. Might as well just done a bunch of speed. But I wasn't like fired up, but I was just like, oh my God, spinning around me. I'd been drinking all day too. That probably didn't help.
No.
Would you?
So we got elevated and then major?
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. Piggyback.
Elevated, major, then colonial, I want to say.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Is this the deadest part of the schedule, or is it after the British Open?
It's that part where it's like Detroit. It's like a Midwest swing. I feel that.
Yeah, but I feel like we're still getting. I guess they moved that to. Did they move that to after? Where is Detroit on the schedule this year? No, because they kind of changed that. Because I still feel like even John Deere, because they have the run of Travelers, Rocket Mortgage, and John Deere right after the U.S. Open. I don't mind that as much because I'm still getting hyped for Scotland and the Open Championship. That like the Heritage. Maybe it's because I keep going on vacation every time the Heritage comes around now, but like. This stretch sucks. It's the worst. Because you might say it's after coming out of the Open, you have like 3M and Wyndham, but there's only 2 tournaments after the Open now. Like it's not, and I like the Wyndham. And the 3M's kind of fun. Like I've been to both those tournaments. So I guess I have some sort of affinity for them, but I don't mind that as much because then the playoffs are starting and I'm like kind of into football at that point too.
So they've obviously done a really good, they would say, we might say it's a detriment, but they've piggybacked the majors in a way where it feels like there isn't really dead spot. Like 2 weeks max is a dead spot. And there's like 2-week dead spots intermittently throughout the schedule, but there is no like, I don't really, it's hard to find one. Maybe I'm that much of a hardo.
But this is the worst stretch, isn't it? Heritage, team event, CJ Cup.
Is Heritage, CJ Cup?
No, and Zurich's in between them.
Yeah, you're right. Because after the PGA, it's going to be Schwab, Memorial, Canada.
Yeah.
And maybe we're going to put air in Canada that other people won't. But at least
it's
for us personally.
Listen, it's a national open. It's no different than the Scottish Open. Like you get good players who play in it. It's meaningful to people. It's not Memorial where all the best guys are going to play at Jack's course. I mean, I'm not crazy to think that way. But it's a meaningful tournament.
Okay, but are you and then yeah, so after the PGA is probably the best post major because after the US Open, it's Travelers, Rocket, Deere.
Yeah, you get a bit of a come down there, but you can almost throw the US Open as a part of the PGA Championship too because it's PGA, Colonial, Muirfield, Canadian Open, US Open. Like that's a 5-week stretch. That's a great stretch.
Yeah, that might be the stretch of the season.
I actually think the best
stretch is that a stretch to say?
I think you might be right. I think the best stretch of the season, weirdly enough, because it's been like so long since you've been thinking about it, and getting back into golf is Torrey, Pebble, Phoenix, Genesis, like that 4. Like I get super hyped for golf then.
Yeah, but that's also like it's with the NFL playoffs. So as golf hardos, and obviously everyone loves football, it is like a super max feeling time.
100%. Like it's the first time like people start like we're obviously talking about the Century and like we're doing Amex and the Sony and I like those events, but it feels like golf is officially back then and I get excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Tell us your favorite stretch. I don't know. I enjoyed that conversation though.
Yeah, favorite stretch. Do you have a favorite stretch that you do before like your round when you go play?
Oh, I gotta just try to loosen up the back. Nothing like fancy or like a bougie or new age. Just like classic. Just
like kind of bend back a bit like this. Is that what you're
doing?
doing?
Just a lot of classic. Get that club out. A lot of this. A lot of like the typical old man moves. I should. Like in a smart world, I guess. I mean, I'll say I'm the busiest guy, but like so I get there a little early. Like. Maybe you hit like just like a 12-minute like stretch in the gym with that equipment, but I'm just out of the car, shoes on, time to rip them.
I usually show up half an hour to 45 minutes early because I like to get like 30.
But you have like some at times debilitating back issues.
I do. This is correct.
I'm just out of shape. Is the same but very different.
I need to go but even before I hit balls, like I have like 3 separate bands that I use to go. I look like such a moron. We don't have a gym at our club. So I'm just sitting there like behind the range, like doing squats and like putting the bands around like the top of my like thighs and like trying to like really stretch them out to my glutes. Like I have never related to anyone more than when Tiger said he couldn't activate his glutes that time, and everyone laughed at him. It was like, no, if I don't activate my glutes, like I can't swing a golf club. It's impossible.
I've never, and to me, I laughed at that because that makes no sense to me. But
like your back, like if you don't activate your glutes, you can't get through the ball, and your back, like most back problems are like hamstring problems, quad problems, IT band problems, TFL. Like it's not actually a back problem, as I figured out after all these years. It's that you have really tight hips, and the tight hips pulls all the muscles on your back down. That's why you end up with a really sore back. So it's actually activating your glutes and like that part of your body that actually makes your back feel better.
Yeah. I'm also like hitting, and I know I probably should have done it earlier, but I'm like going to be full on in the, like I need like the old man, like Echo shoes.
Oh,
like
I think I have a pair of something. Like I forgot my shoes last year at the club. And I was like, give me these ones. Like I just need something to wear while I'm out there. And they look ridiculous. Like they look like the most old man shoes of all time. They're fucking comfortable.
Yeah. I don't have the energy to be put together now. I used to try hard. I used to be a try hard. Now I literally just need the shoes that'll allow me to like walk tomorrow.
I remember you gave me a pair of Jordans one time for golf shoes. And I don't wear high cut shoes or like high top shoes at all. In my day-to-day life, I always wear very low cut shoes. I couldn't golf in them. It was impossible. I felt like I was breaking my ankles every time I swung.
Those were a gift to me from a listener. They were too small. So I said, give them a pat.
They fit me. I gave them to my friend who has a bunch of Jordans. I was like, you'll probably like these.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
Those, I don't think those like ever went to stores either. So those might be like some nice, fun prototype. But if they don't work, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I need that. I need to be out there in my Matt Kuchar shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're like
Freddie Couples.
we're getting up there. We need comfort plus because I always walk as well. It's not like I'm taking a cart, so I need it to be. I bought a pair of FootJoys before I left to Pinehurst. I wore them the first day I got there, and like my feet were killing me. Like maybe they were just like.
See, that's like golf. I wouldn't advise new shoes before a golf trip.
Yeah, bad idea.
Because sometimes new shoes, they might be great shoes and they might work for you in the long run, but there's still that like acclimation or where like the skin meets like the heel, some friction that you're like irritation you're not used to. That's never a good sign. But then you used to watch like Golf Channel and it's like Nick Faldo for Squares golf shoes. And like the balance. People know what I'm talking about.
Do they get? Is there a weight in like the front of your left foot and the back of your right foot to make sure that you stay on plane the whole time?
Not a clue.
They should do that. Weighted shoes.
Weighted.
All right. Well, I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Me, you, and Pizzola talking to NFL.
Always football.
Are you pumped for Omarion?
Yeah, that should be exciting. I love the draft. Like I love it, but yeah, anything they do, like I'll support. I don't know anything to criticize anything they do. I don't know enough in like that respect. So I trust the guys in charge. God willing, they crushed Ladd in the second round last year. God willing, their second round receiver this year crushes. And then we built a receiving core out of the second round and it'll be magic. But I don't know anything.
Well, we'll tune in. No one knows anything about this stuff. That's why people brag about being good at mock drafts. Because if you looked at their actual player analysis, it wouldn't be very good. And
how are you good at mock drafts?
I don't know. You pick it right.
No, but like if you get like 6 picks, I think you can quantify as being good.
Sure.
Like 6 picks out of the top 4.
I don't know if we did that on our show, Thor and I. I actually think we did okay.
It's hard, but you also did yours pretty early. Like you would do better if you did it the day before.
No, we did. We did one this week. I had one on Monday. Let's see: Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell. Who did Jacksonville traded? No, we just had
for Hunter.
So who went 5th? Mason Graham went 5th.
Yeah,
didn't have that. That's where we got blown up. But we did have Genty 6, so we got at least 4. That was good.
If you like. If you break Thor down to his mock draft, you are a fucking loser.
That's what I'm doing right now. Are you calling me a loser?
No, I mean, like, Thor is incredible. Listening to him, the information, like, about the players, talking about the players, like, I don't care how the mock draft went, is what I'm saying.
No, I agree with you. He's telling me about these people, which is what I need to know, and why they're good or why they're bad. Gray Zabel. Miami didn't take an offensive lineman in the first round, did they?
No, they took Kenneth Grant, who I thought the Chargers were going to get at 22, 13. Just a good defensive tackle, played beside Mason Graham, but it still felt like I was going to say still felt like a bit of a reach, but I don't know anything. Just because I just saw everyone mocking him to the Chargers, I can say they took him at 13.
All right. Well, that will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Smash the like. Whoa, what is it?
So what did Tim had the best like anti-Dolphins tweet this week where he said his offensive lineman that they drafted was faster than half the Dolphins. So, sorry. Yeah. We can leave.
Membo number 5, his 40-yard dash, 4.9 seconds. Although he also, so 2 Tim things this week because he's not going to be on. So I have to talk about it with you. He said he could fall 40 feet onto AstroTurf and just be fine because it's AstroTurf.
Okay, broken.
Which is fucking cement with a little bit of fake grass over it. And then we saw this 100-meter dash from an 82-year-old who we think can beat Tim.
Yeah.
And then he was arguing about that. And then he got he was complaining last night in our chat about, those like TSN top 50 plays that they just air all the time.
Oh, they just air.
Yeah. I mean, they're perfect. Yeah. They're perfect content. When you need it's like how poker used to be. Like, hey, here's some canned poker episodes. Fucking throw them on. No one cares.
But also sometimes they'll air when like a game ends early or late and they have like a 33-minute window or something till their next scheduled show. So sure. Yeah. You need sort of popcorn air like stuff to put on.
Yeah. It's stuff in the can that you can air at any time. It's completely evergreen to fill slots on your network. But he's like, I saw a clip that everyone told me was like, no one has ever seen. It was the Showron Glover clip of the Wee Beastin. I was like, anyone who's watched TSN in Canada has seen that. No one has seen this worldwide. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a great clip. People should Google it. Just Google Wee Beastin. Whatever happened to that guy? Anyway. You've been watching the hockey playoffs?
I mean, they're everywhere. You can't avoid them.
Are your friends
good, right? Ontario, Toronto's playing Ottawa, so it's like a big thing.
Are they beating Ottawa?
Yeah, they're up 3-1.
Oh, that's pretty good. Hopefully they don't lose.
Oh, God.
That seems like a Maple Leafs thing that would happen, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course. Of course. And I got go vote today, Pat.
Oh, yeah, it's the election today.
Yeah, we got an election here, but you wouldn't know it because it's hockey playoffs, and I mean that. Okay.
All right. That'll do it for us. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with Pizzola talking some football, and then I'll be back on Wednesday with Tambo, and on Thursday, me, Raza, and Cam for Kentucky Derby. So that will be a lot of fun because that show rules every single year. Paul set the line on 3.5 over under horse noises for Cam. What are you taking, Jeff?
Over.
Yeah. It's probably the play. All right, that'll do it for me. Follow me at the PME. Use code MAYO at Underdog for a deposit bonus of up to $1,000. And check out our friends at CoolBet as well. All right, I'm Pat Mayo. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!